so that he hopefully loses focus, and then I can use the staff to get out. And then here's his keeper, and I'm like, crap, I'm gonna lose my keeper because I'm retarded. So I'm gonna like just like, pretty much attack move. I'm like not even microing really. And it doesn't really matter because it wouldn't have killed that foot anyway. But whatever. I staff the warden out. I keep running my hunts away, and you know I've killed what 2-3 rifles, or 2 rifles and a foot for a keeper and a hunt. That's a pretty good trade. So I'm making sure I'm not running my hunts through creeps. Although this one's gonna go through creeps, I think. Yep. That one's gonna go through creeps because I'm retarded. Oh no, it's gonna go through different creeps. Oh, dude, sweet. Uber micro. I turn it to nightfall right as it runs through this ensnaring creep camp. So I actually managed to save this huntress through entirely luck. That's pretty awesome. So anyway, I'm hurting his footies a little bit with this Ancient of War. Whatever, just doing some damage. I could have actually killed that really red footy, but I really didn't care. I just wasn't watching at all. And it's ultimately just going to be free experience later on, so it's not even important. But when you fast expand with Night Elf, one of the most important things you can do is get a shop, because usually when I'm playing Elf, I find it really hard to have to spend all my gold, especially when I'm playing against Orc. So it's really important just to get a shop and just keep buying items. As you can see, I've already got an Orb of Venom, dual potions, and a Staff of Preservation. And it's also always good when you have something like Staff of Preservation and Healing Scrolls, always have them essentially assigned to a slot. Like when they're on any hero, always have them be in the same spot. Like Scroll of Healing on numpad 4 and Staff of Preservation always on numpad 1, you know, for instance. And that'll just kind of help you with muscle memory, like, oh, I've got an injured bear. Okay, well, F1, 1, and click, you know. It just kind of helps you out. It speeds things up, because, I mean, you know, compare how quickly you can send your peons to gold versus how quickly you can do it right when you started playing Warcraft. I mean, you needed to put them on gold, but, like, you know, there's no muscle memory there. You know, it saves time, and you might save a unit there that you wouldn't otherwise because of lag or something. So anyway, one of the things that I should have been thinking about right now is that he's got to be creeping an important camp, and I wasn't even thinking about what he'd be creeping right now. Like, I figured, you know, I'm gonna creep middle because it's an important camp. I might get some really good items, but I'm afraid of getting creep jacked. And I'm like, hey, I have a TP, I'll be fine. You know, he doesn't have like raiders or anything, so I won't really lose that much, or I won't lose anything if I TP right away. So that should be fine. So I'm not worried about getting creep jacked. But I wasn't thinking about what he could be creeping. That's one of the things you need to do when you're playing, is think about what your opponent's doing, not just what you need to be doing in the future, you know, like planning your future buildings and everything. I also put down 100 Sentinels because that's overpowered. I can see when he's fountaining in ganks of units. I've just got bears rallying in. I've crept out the entire middle section so that I can rally into his base more easily. There are parts where my creeps will run through some of the creeps in the middle of the temple, but I'm not going to lose anything due to it, so that's no problem. But yeah, you need to kind of think about what your opponent's doing and what he's going to be doing in the future. You know, if you have an advantage, how is he going to counter your advantage, and plan for it and get ready for it. Anyway, right now I'm seeing all these towers and I'm instantly assuming mass air. Like, anytime you see mass towers from your opponent, you should instantly assume air, because that's ultimately what will happen 90% of the time when you see mass towers from human. They will be doing that. So anyway, I see he's got a TP fired, so I'm going to run back as quickly as I can. Luckily for me, he TPs in away from my army. I'm like, fine, I'm just going to let you burn TPs, whatever. So rejuve up my army, make sure I've got plenty of hit points on my units. It's never good to run in the battle with red units because they're just going to get focused by rifles. So I'm like, alright, well, I just made you TP at your expo, and pathing sucks. You're probably not going to get to your main very quickly, so I'm going to kill this scout farm, because otherwise he's going to keep having it there the entire time, and whatever. Yeah, kill's a kill. Like, ultimately, I can't really attack his base anyway. He has towers. But now I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to get ganked, aren't I? But I send the warden up the ramp, make sure I'm not going to get flanked suddenly, or like bolted out of nowhere. I see that I'm still safe, so I'm like, alright. I'm going to go after I'm just going to continue going after buildings, because I'm like, hey, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to deal damage to buildings, because I don't want to attack him inside his base, because he's got mass towers at both his main and his expo. I'm like, alright, here we go. Get the treants in front, because, hey, it's some extra tanking, why not? And now it's time to start fighting. So you can see he's injuring this bear quite a bit, and I'm like, screw you. I saved it 200 hit points. I could have saved it a little bit later, but I didn't want to risk it. I dispel this whirlwind pretty quickly, I think, except I'm out of mana, so I can't. And I'm going to start losing some dryads, because I'm not microing, like, at all. So a dryad dies to a water metal, whatever, FOK. And I'm just going to make sure I don't lose anything that I shouldn't. So I'm going to quickly entangle this Mountain King, and I come after with Shadow Strike, and I'm just going to go full out after this MK right here. And he eats a potion. Oh no, he doesn't. He had 4 HP, and he doesn't get the potion off because of lag, so that's pretty cool. I just run this warden back, And I transfer the health stone off to her just in case. No, I could rejuve her, but I'm like too lazy. So whatever. I lose a Dryad, which I shouldn't as well, but ultimately I'm like, whatever, my army's better than yours, I'm gonna continue attack moving, make sure my units are attacking what they need to be attacking, make sure my Dryads aren't in front. And we have this kind of an advantage. You know, you don't have to worry about it so much. I tried to get a good FOK off there, but that was kind of a bad one. That's my fault. I just wasn't, doing it really well. I'm kind of wondering why he has a workshop, but I'm not really too concerned about it. So here I actually go with Rejuve. I finally rejuve up my hero. I was kind of waiting for an opening, and also to make sure there weren't any spellbreakers nearby. So I pull back the Dryad a little bit away from that. Rejuve the Dryad for 8 HP so it lives. And I'm gonna entangle a rifle. And that's kind of one of the things you need to do on non-tavern maps against human is actually get a fast keeper. It actually is very important because ultimately, this is a tip I got from a friend of mine. I was talking with him on Vent, like, I can't beat human on non-tavern. He's like, get keeper second. You have no idea how fast the MK dies to bear focus with entangle on him. And I was like, okay, I'll try that out. And so, yeah, with entangle and shadow strike, the MK is nothing. Like, normally he can get away just because he's a strength hero and you can get potions and stuff. You can even cast invis, but with entangle, look at this, he can't get away. And I could just focus him like mad. Yeah, he ate a potion, I don't care. I'm gonna continue focusing you. And I mean, he just dies. I mean, look at this. He's just getting straight focused by a bunch of crap. So I shadow strike him again, and down he goes. He bolts the keeper, that's gonna almost kill him. So I'm like T.T, but I'm okay. I'm a little afraid of rejuving because there's like a spellbreaker nearby, but I'm like, you know what? I really need some HP on my keeper. I'll risk it. Besides, he doesn't have any injured units anyway. I don't care about rejuvenate. So now I'm like, well, now that I'm rejuving, I'm gonna get away from his army so that he can't spell steal it, and I'm gonna go back in because because the rejuve only takes 12 seconds. So by the time I encounter his army, it should be dispelled by now. So that's fine. I'm coming back in with a bunch of bears. You can see I have about 2,000 gold. And I realized that he has a Griffin Aviary in the back, so I'm like, alright, I'm going to put down some missions and win. I'm going to do that pretty soon, once I start seeing the Griffins. There you go, I see some Griffins, I see the Griffin Aviary working. So pretty soon I'm going to put up some wins. There we go, you can see in my main base there are 2 wins queued up. And I'm going to start making some hippogriffs. I never use them by the end, because you can see this game's almost over. Also, I'm wondering why my opponent's staying in the game. And this ties into the what was he creeping earlier concept, because he's actually expanded in the bottom left main. And I wouldn't have found that for years. Like, if I had pressured him as much as I had now, it's entirely possible I would have lost this game due to being outmined. But, oh yeah, he's got a Roared Peasant. I think that's pretty overpowered. 5 to 6 plus 1. Please nerf that Blizzard. That is overpowered. It now almost has as much damage as a freaking peon. I mean, please. I try to go gank that water metal, but I realize I'm going to get hit by the tower and crap, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. So I'm going to go after this Griffin a little bit, try to Shadow Strike it. I do manage to Shadow Strike it, which is pretty nice. It's not going to die, but still. So now he's got a Roared MK, but I'm, again, entangle and focus. And just look how much this deals, like clap, Shadow Strike, and he kills a bear because I wasn't really paying attention, but down goes the MK. There we go, I saved a different bear. MK down Shadow Strike. This is just insane damage, it's really, really nice. So I get myself some level 3 FOK, I'm pretty sure. Try to dispel the water metals, dispel the cyclone then. And then like, hi Archmage. Entangled and focused. Good game. I'm still wondering why he hasn't left the game yet, because he honestly has nothing, and I'm like, why are you in this game? Like, do you really think Air's gonna do it? I have Dryads. And I just wasn't really thinking that he has an expo. But he does, so whatever. So he has his 2 hit point Griffin Rider, which I'm just gonna kill. Poof. Feathers flying around. Yeah, I just kill the Spellbreaker and he leaves. So I'm like, die Spellbreaker. Rawr. And also I've got mass upgrades queued up my Hunter's Hall. Like, where is it? It's at my expo. Yeah, I've got level 3 attack queued up at my Hunter's Hall. That's one of the things, once you have an expo, like, don't try to go above 80 food until it's like 3 expansions at least. Just queue up a bunch of upgrades because it works. There we go, level 3 FOK for the win. I'm done at 20 HP, and I'm like, he potion. So he leaves. Come on. Can I do I kill the rifle? Yes, I killed the rifle. So good game. And that was hero score. Resource score I even have, because, like, I'm gosu like that. He lost more to upkeep. I guess he got into 60 food before I did. Other than that, it was pretty equal. And I got more wood, because I'm cool like that. Yeah, so... yeah, 9-off is cool. And that is how you do Lost Temple. Is you really, I think Warden is really the best hero because you can't use a DH so well because it's not good on big maps. Because it's so easy for the MK to creep and just have so much mana it doesn't matter. Plus they can invis the MK, so all they have to do, bolt the DH, clap, re-invis the MK. Nothing you can do. Your DH is worthless. And that's one of the things I think humans should do more, is to re-invis the MK in battle. Like, more often. Like, don't even have him just fight. Just have him cast the spells and invis, because honestly, you're gonna get owned by mana burn otherwise. Cast the invis, like, 'cause that's why you bolt the DH, so they can't mana burn you, like, in the middle of this. You know, because if he has not much delay and you're close to the DH, you know, you will get burned. So you just clap him. You make sure you're, you know, by all the bears. You start out, bolt the DH, then you clap, and then you invis the MK. Now, invis is really short range, so it is tough. If you put the MK behind the bear line, then it's going to be really hard for you to actually reach him with a Sork. So you try to put him in your front line and just catch as many bears as possible. That works usually a little bit better. And then, yeah. Also, one of the good things about Keeper Second is that when your opponent is trying to tower you, you can force a TP with Shadow Strike and Tangle. You have to time it. Don't get overzealous trying to force a TP because they know you're going to try to do it. So you have to wait a little bit. You also want to try to make them maximize how much money they spent. Like, if they get their towers up and then they TP, and you just wipe the towers off, they spent $100 a tower and 70 wood. Now, it doesn't mean much that they've expanded, but that loss in wood means a lot for Fast Expos, because every time a Fast Expos human, wood is always the limiting reactant. Like, I always never have enough wood. Or I guess I just never have enough wood. There we go. I guess this will be the end of this audio, so you guys have fun. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you learned something. Sorry for the extra elf audios, but honestly that's what I play now, so die in a fire, then jump off a bridge. Yep. Alright, this will be Phreak signing out, so goodbye.